This is Louisville Now, and I am Gary White with Metro TV. We are coming to you live from historic Locust Grove, and I am here with Jessica Dawkins, who is CEO and President here at Historic Locust Grove.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting us here today.
Very glad to have you, Louisville Metro, always.
Absolutely. And this is great. We're actually in the parlor. Would this be the
Yes, like a ladies' parlor on the first floor of the historic home.
Perfect. We're going to get a chance to learn a lot of the history, also events that are coming up. Plus, we have a whole lot more for you on Louisville Now. Let's jump right into it.
Okay.
So, as we mentioned, Locust Grove is the name of the house that we're staying in, right, and the estate. And whose family was this connected with?
So we always like to say that Locust Grove is where Louisville begins. We are the home of William and Lucy Cron, and William Cron was a Revolutionary War soldier who fought under the command of George Washington, crossed the Delaware, fought alongside Aaron Burr, Alexander Hamilton, James Monroe, witnessed Cornwallis's surrender. And so he and the Clark family were very close and came to Louisville together. He marries the sister of George Rogers Clark and William Clark of Lewis and Clark fame. And so as Louisville's founder, George Rogers Clark, and again, Revolutionary War soldier, he spends the last years of his life here. And so this is really a home of significant visitors, American history, but also everyday people who lived and worked here.
And this, as you mentioned, is where Louisville began.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it's been going, when was it built?
1790s. Yeah, early 1790s, so.
Not for a little while.
Yes.
But Locust Grove, as a museum, celebrated a big anniversary last year, correct?
60 years. We opened in the spring of 1964. And so we have long told the story of George Rogers Clark and the Cron family that lived here, but we also need to focus on the people enslaved here and the indigenous.
Okay, very good. So we're hearing the story of the indigenous people, the natives in this area. Mm-hmm. And also, you're really telling a lot of stories about the enslaved individuals, and that's great because their stories have not always been told.
Correct. And the life of a person enslaved to a place like Locust Grove, or even living downtown, we want to focus on Louisville's history as a way to really bring those stories to life.
Perfect. So you also have several initiatives that you are spearheading, right? One of them being 250 for 250,
yes.
Right?
And that's in honor of the Declaration of Independence being signed 250 years ago. So our 250 for 250 campaign is to raise $250,000 by July 4th, 2026, and that is to start a civics education program known as Louis Virtue. And that is a way to tie the virtue necessary for a democratic republic as individuals for the common good, very e pluribus unum.
That's great. Now, also with the 250 that we want to mention, you're actually on a committee with the city, correct?
Yes, the Louisville Metro US 250 committee. I am proud to serve as the vice chair.
Great. And so we'll have more on that, I'm sure, next year because 2026 is the 250th anniversary of our country.
And just 2 years after that, we're already going to get started, is Louisville's 250th anniversary from when George Rogers Clark founded the city of Louisville. So in 2028, we'll be celebrating another 250-year anniversary.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, you have a lot of field trips and schools that come to visit Locust Grove, is that correct?
Yes. Many schools and children have been coming here for generations, really for 60 years. And one of the things that they always experience, and we honestly try to tailor that field trip to the life of the people who were enslaved and lived and worked upon the land. So they always go into the hearth kitchen. So growing food from seed to harvest and then learning how to cook it is one of the things we want children to see, especially in this urban setting. So they'll visit our hearth kitchen, and that led us to starting our Feeding Our Roots initiative.
Okay.
So Feeding Our Roots is a way, especially while everyone is home for the holidays, we want you to talk with your families about what's your favorite meal or your favorite dish that someone in your family cooked? What are the connections between food and memory and identity and your culture and your community? And we're trying to gather recipes. So while you're visiting with your family or throughout the end of the year for holidays, start asking some questions and writing down where these memories come from around, I don't know, what's your favorite holiday dish, Gary?
Stuffing. Let's say stuffing.
Oyster
Yes.
stuffing in my family.
There you
So
go.
where would you get oyster stuffing in Eastern Kentucky? These are good questions to ask while we're all getting together. And you can submit those recipes at locustgrove.org.
locustgrove.org. Submit your recipes. Be part of a book that you're putting together.
Well, it's a community kitchen series, so it's not necessarily a book, more
Okay.
video production, but also dinners around the community.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Absolutely. And we're going to learn more about lots of the other activities, events that you have going on here for the holidays in just a little bit. But before we do that, we want to get to visit that hearth kitchen.
Yeah.
And we have somebody on staff out there doing some stuff for us, right?
Yes, that's Matt Lutz, our marketing administrator. Like I said, we grow all sorts of things, so I think he's cutting what we have in season right now and putting it on the fire.
And I think it's squash.
Some squash and pumpkins, yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look and see what's going on inside the hearth kitchen, and we'll be right back with more here on Louisville Now. Welcome back to Louisville Now. We're still coming to you live from historic Locust Grove. And right now I'm joined by the man who represents this part of our community, and it is Councilman Scott Reed. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Gary.
So this is District 16.
It is.
Obviously, Locust Grove is part of that, but what else is encompassed with
District 16 starts at Rolling Fields. It goes up River Road all the way to Prospect on 42. District 16 has 14 suburban cities. We have the second most suburban cities of all of the council districts, and these are the suburban cities that have their own councils. They have, in many cases, their own police force, fire protection, et cetera. So I've been a councilman now for 9 years, and it's an honor, and I love doing it.
Great. Well, thank you. We appreciate your service here
Not
in
a
our
problem.
community
Thank
as
you.
well. And we want to talk about some of the initiatives and programs that you're doing, but we also want to mention that, as we said, we're here at Locust Grove.
Right.
And I know you've had some programs here at the past at Locust Grove, and you have one coming up in December as well.
That's right. December 10th, we have a town hall meeting here. We normally like to have them out on the pavilion, but I don't think the weather's going to be conducive for that this year.
Right.
But we'll have people from Louisville Water Company, Public Works, planning and design, LMPD, and this is just an opportunity for residents in the 16th district to come and ask as many questions as they want from representatives. You'll have a straight dialogue with them. We've got a lot of road construction going on in the district. Most of these are state projects, but you'll have people there that can hopefully answer some of those questions. So that's one thing that we do. And we like to have town hall meetings 2 or 3 times a year, in addition to coffees with the councilman that I do at just area coffee shops.
Right. Keep touch, keep knowing what's going on.
It's very
right?
important, yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we are going to have somebody from the Office of Planning talking in just a little bit about the River Road project, which I know has a more official title, and she's going to tell us a little about that. But you've had some input on that as well?
Yes, if you're referring to the River Road closure, that's a Louisville Water Company project. It has impacted area businesses, and we encourage people to reach out to those businesses, attend and frequent those restaurants. These are fantastic restaurants. The Louisville Water Company website shows you exactly how to get to these restaurants. So the good news is that they are, in fact, ahead of schedule. So with any luck, this project will wrap up first quarter 2026.
Okay, perfect. So some of the initiatives that you've been spearheading and working on too really had to do with safety, and I know that's a big priority for everybody in Metro Council
right.
and administration. So you can tell us a little about some of the projects you've been working on?
Well, the Safer Louisville initiative was implemented or devised by the Minority Caucus, the Republican Caucus of Louisville Metro Council. And really what we're trying to do is we're trying to advocate for getting more police on the streets. We were very strongly advocating for getting Jefferson County Sheriff's officers out on the streets. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but they have been out. They've been writing tickets. People in the city need to slow down and travel safely. The state police have been out. They've been writing tickets as well. So we do have some legislation coming up as well that we're going to be introducing, and this is a very strong initiative from our perspective.
And when you are doing these community feedback sessions, what are you hearing most from the community? What are they looking for?
Well, public safety, number one. I mean, by far the greatest concern, Gary, in this city is public safety. LMPD is still down some 250 officers. The good news is that with some of the reforms that we made, we're paying them more, better benefits. The last recruit class was entirely full. So I think that we're heading in the right direction. And I believe that this police chief is doing a good job, and I believe that he will do a good job. So, by far, public safety is the biggest. Infrastructure, of course. There's a lot of road construction going on in this area with regard to 42, the interstates. These are all state projects, but they all impact certainly District 16, but also District 7 and some of the other nearby districts.
Absolutely. And I know that you are on several committees as well with Metro Council, and that may be changing in the new year, right?
It may. I'm vice chair of the Planning and Zoning Committee, which I have been for many years. That's a very important position. I want to have a role, a seat when it comes to the kind of development that's going on out in the area. I'm on an ad hoc committee that is studying the efficacy of boards and commissions. I'm on the Government Accountability and Oversight Committee. I've also been one of the mayoral appointees to the commissions for people with disabilities, and that's something that I'm very passionate about. I've done that for over 6 or 7 years, so it keeps me going. And I just want to get a little plug in for Locust Grove. This is the hidden gem of District 16. We have invested, my office has invested over $800,000 in Locust Grove since I took office. So as long as I'm in this seat, I will strongly advocate for it. I think it's wonderful, and people need to come out here. It's a great venue for weddings, for events, and with the new pavilion especially, it's beautiful out there. So
Absolutely.
Come to Locust Grove.
A lot of history, but a lot of new stuff to
Absolutely.
experience and explore. And great partners. As we mentioned,
Yes.
you're going to have an event coming up, so we want to mention that one more time
Yes.
for us. And that's going to be on December 10th.
December 10th, beginning at 6 o'clock.
Do people need to register in advance? Or?
No, just come.
Okay, great. And you can give your feedback and get to meet with the councilman. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you, Gary.
talking with us
Appreciate
and
it very
being
much.
here. And we appreciate Locust Grove as well for hosting us here now. So stay with us. We'll be back with more here on Louisville Now, coming to you live from Locust Grove.
Give the gift of hope this holiday season. Join WLKY and Heine Brothers to support our local Volunteers of America. From winter coats to children's toys, your holiday gift can change lives. Donations provide a second chance for children and families in need. This year, let's make someone's holiday a little brighter. Give from the heart and bring joy this holiday season. Donate today at voamid.org/holidays and find a drop-off location near you. Help uplift your neighbors by providing hope for the holidays.
Welcome back. This is Louisville Now. I'm Gary White with Metro TV, and we are coming to you live from Locust Grove, historic Locust Grove. We got a chance to see some of the stuff that's going on in the Hearth Kitchen, but right now we're in the, I think they call it, she called it the ladies' parlor, and I'm here with Melanie Reason, who is a senior planner with the Office of Planning.
Correct.
Right? And you are familiar with Locust Grove because you've had some meetings here about what I'm calling the River Road Project.
Right.
But it actually has an official title, correct?
It does. So,
Tell us what that is.
yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here to talk about this project. It's actually the River Road Land Use Vision Plan, and it is a planning exercise to help set a vision for this corridor.
Okay, and where is the River Road corridor?
So we're calling it really along River Road from the Big Four Bridge all the way over to Indian Hills Trail. And there are almost 400 acres of public land.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how did this project, this vision plan come together?
So it came from a couple of different sources. There's a lot of inertia around this area, so there are a couple of pieces to that. First is 2023 Economic Development Study identified this area as a place with opportunity for activation. That study really focuses on a couple of things, but one of them is quality of life. There's a lot of parks in this area, a lot of recreation happens here, which is really intrinsic to quality of life in Louisville, and so this was identified as an opportunity for that. There are several transportation projects, so looking at right-sizing River Road and putting in some bike lanes and understanding what that could look like. There was some flooding back in April, which really brought a lot of attention here. So those three factors combined made this a really great time and opportunity to kind of look at this area a little closer and understand how we could activate it to add to the number of ways that we use these properties and the number of people that are able to use them.
And as I mentioned, you have had a few community feedback listening sessions here at Locust Grove. So what's been some of the feedback you were hearing?
So I'll tell you a little bit about the process because we've heard feedback in a couple of different ways. We did do 2 community meetings back in August. We had one here, we had one at the soccer facility. And so that was really a great place to begin to talk about this. We introduced the project and then we started to hear feedback from the community and listen to answers and have people ask questions about what they thought was going to happen. I think we learned a lot this year as a Metro organization about better ways to engage with the community, especially around parks and quality of life. Louisville's filled with really passionate advocates for the things that they love, and so the neighborhood meetings really followed suit in that. We got to hear a lot about the ways that they use these properties, the ways that they engage at the park, what they love about their neighborhood, what they love about the parks. We got to hear ideas for improvements and things that they wanted to stay the same. So it was honestly really, really valuable input.
That sounds like, yes, you have a lot there to dissect. And when did this project, or when did this plan start?
So we started our planning efforts. They kicked off in August with those neighborhood meetings. We opened a community survey. We got almost 700 responses on this community survey, which is incredible. Tons and tons of data. We've been to the parks to talk to people in person. We've been to the rest of the public spaces. We've done data analysis. We have many comments via email, telephone, phone calls, comment cards, data that we took at those neighborhood meetings. So what we're doing now with this is we are crunching this data. I'm going to put out a report. It's almost finished. It comes out at the beginning of December, I believe. Okay. And so we'll be able to share what information we have. And the goal of this information is kind of twofold. We want to understand what the community values. So what is important to people who engage in these public spaces? What do they value? What are their priorities? How do they want to update or change or add to these facilities and the parks that they love? How do we activate public spaces? So we're going to take their ideas and incorporate it into this feedback. We want to be able to really, with this report, inform what decisions come next. This isn't a plan for River Road. A plan for River Road would take quite a long time. we're learning about how we do those planning efforts better. So we want to be able to have transparency. We want people's feedback to be more than just, yes, we've heard you. We actually want to be able to act on it. And so that actually slows down the process enormously because there's so many more people involved. We want the community involved. So that is honestly a priority for Metro, to be able to move through these processes a little different. And this report is evidence of that. What the report is really going to say is, if we move forward with making changes, here is what the community found important. Here are some of their ideas, and here are some of the values. If a project comes along, or we want to make an improvement to a park or make changes, it should meet these standards that the community has expressed, because this is what's most important to them.
Right. So right now, with this project that you're working on, it's to get the information to know what may happen, but nothing is set as to what's going to be going forward.
Correct. And again, I'm in Office of Planning, I'm not in Parks, but we really want to be able to give them like a scoring rubric for a project, or some standards that they could use to say, okay, if we move forward, here's what the public thinks about flooding in these places. Here are some of their immediate concerns. Here are some of the safety ideas that they have. So if we were to make any changes or improvements, it should include these things that we've already heard. And here's a great baseline set of data to be able to make a real long-term planning effort from.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here and sharing all this information on what you've been working on. And if somebody does have some information they'd like to share, is there a way for them to do that via the website?
Yeah. So if you look at the Office of Planning website, there's a page on the Metro website. We have a River Road project page. You can just Google Louisville Metro River Road Land Use Vision Plan. It'll take you straight there. Our email address is on there, or you can call the Office of Planning and talk to me.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been talking with Melanie Reason. Thank you very much.
Of course.
About the River Road Land Use Vision Project.
Right.
We'll be right back with more here on Louisville Now. We're going to get to learn about a lot of holiday events that are coming up here at Locust Grove, so stay with us.
Want to know what's happening in your city? Metro TV shows your government in action. Metro TV is the only place you will see every minute of Metro Council meetings live. Be informed, be prepared, be a part of our community. Stay connected with Louisville Metro TV on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, YouTube, and Spectrum Cable Channel 184. Metro TV. Engage, empower, entertain.
Welcome back to Louisville Now. We're still at the historic Locust Grove. We're in the Locust Grove home, and I'm here with Jessica Dawkins, who is CEO and President of Historic Locust Grove. Thank you for having us for this program.
What an amazing show. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It sells itself. Locust Grove is great.
Thank you.
And we want to talk about some of the events that are coming up for opportunities for people in the community to come to Locust Grove, experience what's going on. As you can see, we kind of transitioned into the holiday season, and we have a bunch of items that are going to be spread around the house for your 60s celebration.
Yes.
Right? So let's talk a little bit about that. You kind of went with a 60s theme.
Yes. Well, most of the history that we talk about at Locust Grove is prior to 1835. So we celebrated our 60th year as a museum last year and really didn't do a lot to celebrate that. And I wanted to honor the milestone, but also the people of the community that worked to get Locust Grove open to serve the public. And so we decided to host a 60s Christmas. So these are just some of the authentic artifacts. These are now old enough to be called artifacts. We will decorate the entire house in a 1960s vintage holiday theme.
That's great. And you actually have a party that's coming up as well that people can attend as well. When is that going to be?
So we'll have a 60s Christmas party, which is a theme, so you have to dress
Okay.
the part.
Do you have your outfit?
Of course, we will have prizes for best dressed, but you'll sip on classic cocktails and classic recipes from the time.
Perfect.
So that'll be on Thursday, December 18th, and tickets are $25 and include the foods and drinks. So those tickets will sell out because there are only so many people we can have in here.
Right.
But we also have candlelight tours the week of the 9th, 10th, and 11th. We'll have those 2 separate times a night, so it'll be going throughout the house in the evening when it's all aglow.
That'd be nice.
But the big opening event is opening weekend,
Yes.
which we're calling a 60s Christmas Tide. So it will host several things.
Okay.
Our holiday book sale. Our Locust Grove is known for their book sales. It's our #1 fundraiser. We have an expanded book sale this year that is really meant for gift giving, so come by. That will be Member Preview Day is on Thursday, December 4th, open to the public Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, that whole first weekend of December. Saturday during the day, there'll be a special $6 admission to see the new 60s Christmas exhibit. We'll have Lincoln Elementary School children performing. We have a bake sale, the book sale, all sorts of fun stuff throughout the entire campus. So
That sounds great. So a lot going on here that
lot.
first weekend in December, but also there's an opportunity for people to have a unique experience of a holiday tea here. Tell us
I'm
about
so
that.
glad you said that. Holiday teas, museums, we all kind of do them, right? People love them. It's a great way to get more than one generation of the same family together, friends together. But we don't have enough space to host everyone that wants to join us for a holiday tea. So we've decided to host a raffle. And so you can purchase a raffle ticket for $50 a piece, and we're only selling 100 tickets.
Okay.
So you have at least a 1 in a 100 chance, but you're allowed to buy as many tickets as you like. And the prize is a private holiday tea for up to 25 people in the grand parlor of historic Locust Grove.
sounds great.
It will be a fully catered champagne tea.
Oh, wonderful.
And that tea will happen on Saturday, December 20th. So
How do people get raffle tickets?
go to locustgrove.org, buy a ticket for the raffle, get a ticket for a candlelight tour, any of the other things, but the raffle tickets for sure. That'd be really fun.
So visit their website, find out about all these events, get your tickets. All the events are listed there as well. We want to thank Matt, who's been out in the Hearth Kitchen.
Thank you, Matt.
Cooking up some stuff for us out there as well for the holidays. But be sure to get out to Locust Grove as soon as you can
Yeah.
this holiday season. Thank you very much for
Thank
having
you.
us. This has
Appreciate
been
it.
Louisville Now. Thank you for watching.